Okay, it's recording. Welcome back, everybody, to the Event Horizon podcast. We're here with the lovely group of individuals playing Dungeons and Dragons for no other reason besides we're friends and we like to play Dungeons and Dragons. A little bit of a late start tonight because of various lollygagging, a lot of also on my behalf. And yeah,
it's always Evan's fault.
It is always my fault. We have been gone for a few sessions. Life issues came up in scheduling and etc. Yeah, stuff came up. We've been gone for a few sessions. We're back now. No promises that it will be regular. I'm hoping you'll get back into a regular groove. Now a lot of stuff has been cleared up. And yeah, if you were trying to watch the podcast recently and you were having issues finding it on any of the locations, there is a little bit of an issue with my debit card on our website host because I ended up switching accounts recently. So that kind of caused the website itself to go down temporarily. I'm in the middle of recharging that way they can go back up. Some platforms kept it up automatically. Others took it down because our RSS feed was also down. So yeah, if you're having a hard time finding us, hopefully by the time this comes out, that will all be resolved. You got that, and then yeah, I think that's all that I really need to talk about. Anybody want to mention anything? Twitch channels?
I mean, I'm streaming tomorrow on my Twitch channel, which is Dead Girls Monster, which is an H instead of an R.
Well,
yeah, also
will
linked
come
in the
out
description.
after, but
yeah.
You guys know the usual. I stream on Twitch. I do the thing every day except for Sunday, Wednesday. Hang out if you want.
Cool. Yeah, and down below, if we get anybody else's socials that they want out there, then they're down there. And on that note, we'll jump into this episode of the Event Horizon. As we kind of left off last session, various events transpired that left the group on edge, to say the very least. After their long encounter with the hag, they decided to roam their way back into town. They came across a black knight similar to the one that they saw while dealing with the hag. However, this one seemed less, quote, menacing. Upon following it, it turned into a giant black dragon whose wings were seen from far away. The group saw it descend into the ocean, giving a disregard for anybody else's words of sympathy or trying to communicate with it. After leaving, the group decides to go back into town. Various events go on, general lollygagging around the tavern and dealing with various things like showers and stealing buttons and hotel rooms and everything. Along the way, each one of the group came across a instance of either, in Sawyer's case, it was written in the ground. In the other's case, it was a person in some sort of trance, seemingly, who uttered the phrase, seemingly prophecy, "It comes in three." The group, very confused by this, also combined with the rising tension among the group itself, and the general kind of goings of one day, they slowly come to realize that there's probably a bigger picture there. When finally deciding to discuss about this all, a life-changing event probably happens, unlike anything that they've ever seen. As they were standing in Jocelyn's carriage, the town began to disappear. The walls themselves were completely vanished. People were left floating around them. Everybody outside of CAC could move, while everybody else was completely kind of frozen in time, seemingly. A large, monstrous creature of some sort appeared out into the ocean. 10, 20, 30 feet in size, kind of unclear due to its distance. However, as it floated above the water, this large red crimson cloak kind of flurled down into these ever shifting and changing crimson tentacles, writhing in every which direction. The entity that was wearing this cloak is unknown, as it seemed almost as if there was a magical darkness inside of it preventing others from seeing. After just a few moments of this, everything goes back to normal. The time begins flowing. Kiddy gets up out of bed, and the group decides to go out into the dock and investigate this. Various lollygagging around, sacrificial offerings, swimming out into the ocean. Nothing really seems to get a response. The only unique thing is that as Hugo decided to draw some blood from himself and use his blood right to make it radiant, the blood seemingly skirted along the water's surface, not really sinking or dispersing into the water as it would normally be. Hugo followed it for a little bit, swam off the shores to where they saw this figure. Nothing out of the ordinary besides some peculiar kind of coral reef very close to the docks, which was very unusual. And the blood just seemingly goes off into the distance for a long while. Hugo eventually goes back where they are informed as the sun is going down that there's a town mandate that everybody gets indoors during the night. The individuals go about various events trying to communicate with this figure or get its attention, see if it's still there, if there's any sort of connection to it. Everything ends up seemingly futile. They make their way back to Jocelyn's carriage. Jocelyn seems a little bit on edge and is starting to almost get tired of the group at times. As they kind of check in, everybody goes off to sleep, sweet sleep, and we wake up in the morning. What are you guys doing?
Are we still in the inn?
Yes, you are still in the inn. No, you guys awake in a dark, desolate wasteland of shadows and abyss.
I just had to make sure. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys are all in the inn. You can decide what you want to do.
Kitty's gonna wake up pretty early today, because she has a clear objective in mind. She's gonna start writing out writing out an undercommon on these flyers. I think 2. Yeah, we're gonna go with 2.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to when she finishes writing down what she's going to be writing on these flyers, she's going to heat up wax and use her family's seal to put a little wax seal on it. Yes. Stamp that on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what time? What's an early time for Kitty to get up? 8. Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, she's going to finish, these flies, and she's going to go out and start posting.
All right, and what are you putting on the flyers?
On these flyers. Oh goodness. Give me a second. I think I sent this to you earlier.
Oh, did yeah.
Right.
You might have.
Yeah. Okay. In short, it says, if you have business with Kiddy Lynd, leave a message to the bartender at Jocelyn's carriage.
All right.
That is written in Undercommon. Yes. And she's going to be posting this at the marketplace and the dock.
Okay.
So, how early did you say Katie was getting out?
8 a.m. Very, very early.
It actually
8
wouldn't
a.m.
be
is
all
not
that early.
enough.
Yeah. That's not all
For
that
her,
early.
it's
Because,
early, please.
Uricius would have been one of the first few to wake up, so you would have a lot of questions from him.
Oh man,
He
would you
only
see Kitty moving?
he at 8 a.m. he'd already be downstairs having breakfast.
Well then.
So I feel like he'd see the flyers and go, what's with the paper? And excess amounts.
Oh, excess amounts. It's only 2 pieces. It's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I mean, I'm not particularly worried. I was just curious. Are you doing okay, Kitty?
I'm doing very well, and she's gonna give you a thumbs up. Then she's gonna try scuttling out of the tavern, not looking at you.
Okay, then. Interesting.
Yeah.
He'd just continue eating his breakfast, not paying any mind, just a thought to put in the back pocket.
Please bury it deep. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what am I doing?
That's a very good question.
I don't know. What are you doing?
What am I doing? So,
would you like to share with the class?
I'm sorry.
Is Uricius going to?
What's closer?
Hold on. Is Uricius going to try and read what's on the flyers? Or are you just going to give Kitty the benefit of the doubt?
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? He's not going to try.
Okay. Well, no. Under common.
He's going to ask politely, but.
Okay. Under common, if given enough time, can someone that speaks common can make out kind of rough aspects of it, is what I was asking.
Oh, well, he's polite enough not to pry too much, since he doesn't think it's anything that could cause any harm to her or get her into anything for now.
Okay.
What would you say is closer, the marketplace or the port?
The marketplace is right, or the one near you is right outside your door. The port is just past it.
Okay. Does there seem to be if Kitty goes into the marketplace, does there seem to be any like words anywhere for posting?
Yeah.
Thing?
Kind of as you come out of Jocelyn's carriage, off into the left side, there's a wooden board that you've probably noticed a few times that has various kind of like side job offerings, and also like looking for XYZ stuff and things like that, where people can just kind of post and people give and take.
Okay. Yeah, Kitty's going to post her first flyer there.
Okay.
And yeah, when she's done with that, she's gonna go to the port, and I don't know if they'd have anything like that there.
That's less so. There's not really like a posting board. The closest that I could probably think of is that the dockmaster that you have dealt with once before, or twice now, his kind of stand has a couple like almost like a sailing packing list, and there's like a couple ship names and such that your thing might fit in with.
Okay. If I can find them, then I think I will approach them.
Okay. Very very kind of busy man, sprawling away at his kind of lectern. You can see that it's generally kind of writing down like weights and currency and all sorts of stuff from all the different ships and stuff that are coming in. Like you can just see a giant list of ship names, and you can see stuff like carrying wheat, fish, weapons, etc., etc.
All right. Kitty's going to try and catch his attention. Excuse me. Hello, sir.
After kind of doing that for a few seconds, like you see him almost grumbly, and then just close the book, look over at you. And what can I do for you?
Oh, well, I was wondering if you could post this flyer for me. I don't know where I should put this around here. There doesn't seem to be anything clear.
Have you happened to check in the marketplace? There's a board there.
Yes, I did post one there, but I feel it would be crime if I posted one here as well.
Are you
We have
looking for
company.
a ship, a captain, cargo?
I'm not sure. A person, perhaps. I don't think they'd be walking here.
This is port-related affairs. If you would like to put it up on there, it'll cost you 2 gold by the day.
2 gold by the day? Do you think you could bring that down for me? I've been having a lot of trouble getting in contact with who I'm supposed to meet, and I'm not. Do you mind? I'm sorry.
Can you roll a persuasion check for me?
Hey. He is very frazzled.
Okay.
It's a 23.
Yeah, you see him almost look at you in a different light. For a second, he becomes a little bit kind of more almost warm when addressing you. Look, I normally wouldn't allow anything along these lines, but I'll keep it up here for 2 days, and that's on me.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. I really didn't expect that generosity. And she'll hand him the flyer.
Thank you so much. And then he's gonna
give him a little bow.
Almost not even taking note to it immediately, just kind of goes out to his stand and starts hammering away, and puts it up on the board.
Okay, mission complete. Time to go back to the tavern and go to sleep.
You pass by Uricius again.
She looks a lot more relaxed,
you done?
a lot more at ease.
Hey, Kitty, you get what you need to done?
Yep.
Anything you need help with in the meantime?
Nope. Kitty's gonna go back upstairs.
So strange.
Just go back to bed. Night, everybody.
Good night. Oh goodness.
Jesus, I think Kitty slept like 15 hours in like the past day or so.
Yeah. Ursus is just gonna go upstairs and go wake up Gob at this point.
Okay.
Gob, it's time for breakfast.
She is fast asleep.
He's gonna start nudging her and Gob,
She bites
food.
you.
Bite me all you want. Do you want food or not?
She let go of your hand.
Now come downstairs and I'll get you some breakfast.
At that, she does sit up and is like rubbing her eyes. Her hair is very frizzy.
He'll try and straighten her hair a little bit, pick her up, and take her downstairs.
She just curls up and falls back asleep.
He'll sit at the bar with her and ask Jocelyn for breakfast for her.
All right, and what are the rest of you guys up to?
Since Xulen and Hugo were bunking, Zulin's waiting for Hugo to wake up.
Hugo would be up pretty early, and is like sitting on your floor with a piece of chalk in his hands, and looks like one of those conspiracy boards with like "it comes in 3" written at the top, and arrows pointing at it, and different like names of things written all across the room floor.
Been busy, have you?
It's got to mean something.
Xulen is going to be just peering over over Hugo's shoulder and see if he can make heads or tails of what this is.
Oh yeah, you could read all of it. I mean, he's got like the dragons, especially, are like a big and circle. Like the 3 main dragons are big and circled, and pointing up at the top. Also, hag covens. He's also got like 3 some written at the bottom, but that's kind of been crossed out. And he's also got like tentacle monsters drawn everywhere. It's a bit of a mess.
You know, I don't remember you being this what's the word? Unkempt in the past.
Look, it's been a long time since I've had to worry about this stuff, and now there's a lot of stuff I need to worry about, and it's just a lot, okay?
Xulen's face kind of turns a little more serious, and he goes, "That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. You were a little bit unforthcoming about your work with them. Has something happened?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, you already told me before that you were having some trouble, and that something might have gone a little wrong.
Look,
But if you want me to help you, I'm gonna need more detail."
I know. All right. Do you remember the last job I was sent to? I think I told you about it. I had to go to Aldendorf. Some peasants were disappearing. They didn't know why. I went, investigated. Turns out it was a vampire. Guess who wasn't equipped to handle a vampire? And he almost killed me. I should be dead, but I failed, and I can't go back with my failure.
You notice Xulen gets a very quick, like, 100-yard stare at the thought of when you said unprepared, as he seems to be thinking of something as well.
Aren't
So
you
he just
all
goes,
right?
"Oh, sorry to hear that. Do you know what happened to the vampire?"
No idea. I sent a message telling our friends that there is a vampire in town that I thought that he was on my trail. I was assuming they would assume I had died, but apparently they didn't, and they don't handle this type of failure very well.
I'm aware. Strange that they both. He kind of holds up the rock that was thrown at him. Strange, though, that they'd still remain in contact with us.
They
Assuming
haven't
this is
contacted
them.
me in over a year. I don't know why now. They're suddenly reaching out to me again, especially for Just a Dragon. I think they want me to know that they know.
A warning? A threat, perhaps?
Possibly, if you're here, it's probably only a matter of time before you get a message from me.
Xulen kind of gives a small chuckle. Uh, remember, I was never too into this whole organization business, especially after my first bit of my history. If it comes down to it, I'm choosing my friend over them.
Hugo looks a little bit skeptical, but well, I appreciate the thought.
Still, if you're in hiding, that would explain the unique choice in character you chose. He kind of
Yeah.
squints at you with that and just kind of mumbles, "Humperdinck."
Look, man, it's a good time. It's like a vacation. I spent so much time as a peasant. Now I can screw peasants all I want. It's just like I'm living the good life now. I get good food, good women, I have good resources. Like, I was expecting this to be like a long-term thing. Now I'm not so sure.
Xulen just kind of chuckles to himself during that whole thing and pats you on the shoulder. I can somewhat almost admire and agree with that. Only slightly.
Yeah, well, you're a bit of a prude, so I wouldn't expect you to really understand.
Oh, that's because you never got to see the fun side of me yet. You only get to see the business side.
No. Hugo looks a little bit intrigued.
You're not the only one who plays with secrets. Now, come on. Let's leave your little arts and crafts and go get something to eat finally. I'm starving.
I can get rid of it. I just feel like nobody's taking this seriously when they should be.
Xulen kind of nods at that. Unfortunately, for many of them, they're out of their league. Unfortunately, I feel like we're out of our league as well.
Yeah, but we've got the best shot out of anybody here. I kind of want to talk to Uricius and Sawyer. They might know something. But yeah. And then
Doubtful.
I'll whisper a
But-
couple words of like druidcraft to kind of like clear the chalk or mess it up a little bit.
Speaking of talking with people, it may be prudent for us to try to seek out additional info in the town. Perhaps even warn the head of the guard or even whoever governs this town about the potential threat.
You want to do that? You want to go tell the guard that we woke up in the middle of the night, saw the town disappear, people floating in the spot, and then saw a giant tentacle-faced monster out in the ocean? You want to go tell the guards that? Go for it, man. I will see you in the mental asylum.
Always having to dash the easy options, aren't you?
Look, I can get us into Jonio, and we can go to like a library there. They've got researchers, people who might actually have an idea about this. I feel like this town, if this creature is coming for this town, there's nothing we can do. This town is screwed. Let's just leave it and hope that we can beat it to the next one.
Xulen kind of looks somber at that, but nods his head. Unfortunately, I feel you're right. No point in wasting time, energy, and potentially other lives to try to save ones we can't. Well,
Exactly.
I do like your idea. We'll head to Junio and see if we can get some more help there.
Hopefully, we can get the others to agree. I'm sure there's something there that people will be interested in.
Xulen nods his head again at that.
Yeah, and then Hugo will get up and brush his hair and tie it back so it looks nice again instead of the frazzled mess of a mad scientist it was before.
Xulen looks around to make sure that there was no other evidence left in the room about anything before opening the door and heading downstairs.
Yeah, and Hugo will follow.
All right, you guys make your way down into the bar area, meeting up with Uricius and Gob that have already been kind of fed and are in the middle of their meal.
Morning, fellas. Hope you slept well.
Good as you can next to him.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for that.
You're not my type. You're fine, dude.
Yeah, you're lucky he's straight.
Xulen just kind of raises an eyebrow and is not entirely sure what to make of that entire conversation.
Well, and Ursus will kind of look to himself for a minute and go, about what happened last night. I don't really have any plans, and I was hoping either of you would to deal with the situation.
I've been thinking we should go to Jonio. I've got access to the good library there, as well as resources and researchers. They might know something that we don't know, and we can get more information. I feel like information is probably our number one priority right now.
Knowledge is power, as they say. I don't have any better ideas personally.
How much of that did Gob understand, Evan, would you say?
Oh, Ursus would have translated into Draconic for you between little bits.
Oh.
Now that he knows, he's very conscious of that.
Well, when they say, like, about leaving the town, she gets, like, a very stern look and's like, and says in Draconic, I want to find the dragon.
Ursus will kind of respond and go, this is to help us find the dragon.
No, I want to go find the dragon now.
We can't find the dragon now. That's the problem. We need something to help us track it.
Let's go now.
We can go to Jonio to find a way to track it, to...
She shakes her head at that.
Hugo, can you please help me with Gob?
I don't know what the problem is. You guys are just sitting there growling at each other.
Right, sorry. She wants to go after the dragon now. Like, in this moment. Like, to leave the tavern in this second and go find the dragon.
I think a dragon was mentioned. Black one?
The one we saw
at that.
Yeah, the one we saw descend into the water. Yeah, she wants to go after that rather than go to Jonio.
Why does she think the dragon's still around?
I don't know. She just wants to go after it and isn't thinking about the fact that going to Jonio could help us track it better, and there's not very much reasoning with her. Please, just... I don't know. I have no answers.
Jocelyn kind of almost butts her way into the conversation as you're having all this, brings up a plate for Hugo and Xulen. There you go, folks. I've been hearing about some of the sailors in town that the waves are being a little bit weird out there right now. So if you're looking to get back to Jonio, it might be a little bit longer of a trip than you think.
We can go through the Crimson Grove.
Wait.
that
You're saying
would be...
the waves are being weird?
the Storm Baron's acting up this time of year. We're not really sure.
Hmm.
Xulen's eyes just kind of narrow at that and starts pondering.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought I would just let you know before you take a boat, and there is some stuff. We don't want Pretty Boy here dying and making my girls upset. And then
I think
Don't
they'd
worry,
be better off
Goslin.
with him dead, let's be honest.
maybe. And she kind of goes back to like tending the bar, and as you notice that she's doing stuff, she's just kind of like murmuring things to herself, like, "Where are the miners this time of day? They're typically in here. Oh, maybe I should clean this bottle next." And just kind of going around doing various stuff.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, if it does look like we have to go to Jonio by land, we should make sure that we've got Nature Grandpa on board.
Yes, where's the shepherd?
Probably still upstairs. I'd imagine he's meditating or something.
At least that
Actually-
stupid dog isn't around.
And
Hey.
on that note, Sawyer ends up walking back in through the front door of the tavern. He
Front.
has been up since a little bit before sunrise. As soon as the guards would let him, as soon as it would, like, the guards wouldn't say anything about it, actually, he had been spending his morning in the Crimson Grove. And he is just making his way back.
Okay. Morning, Sawyer. I see you were up earlier than the rest of us.
Force a habit when you tend to sheep. You always got to have one eye open.
Fair enough, friend. And Uricius will kind of get off the stool and start petting Daisy, like scratching her behind the ear.
Daisy is
Aw.
loving that. Daisy is very, very happy.
Hugo keeps a nice, healthy distance between him and Daisy.
Oh, don't you worry, Hugo. She's not big enough to do real damage to you, at least.
Oh no, I've
what-
seen her take down a couple wolves.
Yeah, you have a good point. But I'd be more concerned for Daisy, specifically if he decides to move the wrong way. He's a lot heavier than he looks.
Fair point. She's a good girl. She wouldn't
I
attack
take offense to
without
that.
being given an order anyways, and I'm not that kind of guy, even if Hugo is Hugo.
All the things we wish to do to make him suffer at least once.
I'm right
So-
here.
And that's the
And
point
you
of
just
saying
insulted
it.
my dog.
Well, your dog's stupid. Looks like a mop.
She's smarter than you.
You just see Xulen kind of just reach over and whap Hugo with a fork over the head.
Ah, jeez. What's your problem? What's everybody's problem today?
You're being
When
snarkier than
Xulen
usual.
when Xulen does that, Gob shoots a button at him.
God damn it! Wait, at me?
Yes.
Oh god damn it! I've lost more health to buttons
Just
in this
immediate reflex
Roll for
at
damage.
this point.
I've lost more health
Alright,
to
roll for
buttons in this
attack.
campaign than anything else.
Here, do you want me to roll for it, Evan?
Roll for attack.
Are you trying to hurt me?
Possibly.
Wait, is it an enchanted button or is it just a normal button?
Oh my god.
Evan, you're muted.
I apologize. I was asking for Erin to roll for the attack, and is it an enchanted button or is it just a button?
It's just a button.
Okay.
I love how God just does this on site, basically. It's great.
Gob is the
Shut
best
up.
character.
Give me a second. My computer is running slower than usual. That is a 13 plus. If it would show me my dang character sheet.
This one would be plus
Uh.
dex.
Yeah, but I'm trying to my character sheet wouldn't load for a little bit. So that's 17 to hit.
17's the AC. So meets a beats.
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
It would be
Jesus.
none because it's not a magical button.
No, I'm using the sling though.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's 5 points bludgeoning damage.
Oh, you actually shoot me with a slingshot.
Yeah, no. She carries that sucker around on like a necklace.
Xulen just kind of
And
like
she's-
sitting around after like almost just whacking Hugo over the head with the fork. You just like in your peripheral vision, you just get a feeling something's wrong, and you just whip over to see a goblin with a slingshot aiming right at you, and then before you can even react, just ding.
Ah!
She's nodding to
somebody-
herself.
Somebody take that slingshot away from it already.
Gonna slingshot another one at him.
She's defending my honor. Gob, you can stop. And
No,
Hugo,
it's
like,
too late.
like-
She's already loaded another one and slingshotting it at Xulen again. It's
Sorry,
a,
you're
it's a
suppressing
19 to
that.
hit.
Wow. Okay. This is a great start. Everyone's a little vicious this morning.
That's 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
Jesus fuck.
At this point, Uricius will pick up Gob and go, okay, you've had your fun. Let's not beat him up too bad, okay?
You just notice these bloody welts on the side of Xulen's face at this point.
She's just nodding to herself, very like proud of herself style.
Take the slingshot away from it before I do something about it.
I can't take
She
it
sticks
away
her
from
tongue out
her.
at you.
I can't take it away from her. Trust me, I've tried. But what I can do, and Uricius will just kind of smirk a little and use Cure Wounds. If it'll fire? Okay. So that is 6 points total. So you only lost 5 out of that.
I lost 11 points of health to buttons.
make that a
As Sawyer
magnet.
is kind of settling down with the group, Jocelyn just like almost instinctively just brings over a plate for you. Hope you had a good walk, hon. And then just kind of goes back to doing her own stuff.
He nods at things, and Daisy like kind of wiggles happily at her wiggles happily at Jocelyn as she walks by. And Sawyer, thank you.
All right. You guys are all hanging out at the bar. Gob has almost pummeled Xulen.
As it should be.
As it will be.
Xulen is showing a lot of restraint right now.
Mhm.
Just know God would win.
Uricius, can you tell Gob that it's okay? Xulen won't actually hurt me.
Uricius will translate that and in his own little extra say, I know you don't like him, but he's useful and he's helped us stay alive. So try not to beat him up too badly, okay?
She's kind of like squints at Xulen.
Right. And after that exchange is done, Sawyer just kind of, he's cutting into his breakfast to get, the portion that he's going to give to Daisy. He was like, so, what do we do about what we saw last night?
I
We were
just
just
getting-
talking about that.
yeah.
Good timing. What's the plan?
Xulen
I
kind
was
of turns to
thinking-
Hugo for that one, raises an eyebrow.
I was thinking we could go to Jonio. My family is a noble family, and so we've got access to good resources, good libraries, researchers, people who might know more or could find out more for us.
Yeah. At the mention of Jonio, Sawyer kind of freezes for a second, but continues to cut into his thing, and he's said, I thought Jonio was more of a military city. Are you sure that they'd have the resources there for it? Wouldn't any other city be?
Xulen just kind of stares at that statement and goes, It's a military city. It's going to have all the resources.
Yeah, and it's the city where I've got connections. Anywhere else, you'd be flying blind.
Fair enough. Granted, the last time I was there was over 40 years ago, so probably has changed since I've been there.
What did you do
when
there?
when we heading out?
Probably as soon as possible, I'd say.
Uh,
And
Gob is pouting.
Uricius
Hugo
will
will kind
just
of like pat her on the head.
She tries to
It's kind of like
bite your
idly.
hand.
Oh,
Kinda
Sawyer
like
reaches.
Birch away, but then like start patting again.
The Sawyer suddenly remembers something, and he reaches into one of the pockets sewn into his robe, and he picks up takes out a little smooth stone that has a hole in it that almost looks like a button with a single hole, but it's like, but you could, it's still just a little pebble. And he's like, "Found this. Thought you might like it."
She has her
And
hands
slides it
out
towards her.
to take like grabby hands for it.
He chuckles and gives it to her,
Uh,
and just slides across the table at her.
She unties the knot that has her slingshot on it that also has a crystal button on it and slides it onto there, ties it back on, and puts it back on.
Oh.
So,
Well, if we're gonna head out as soon as possible, you guys finish your meals. I'll head up and start packing Gob up.
Gob looks at Uricius and says in Draconic, "I'm not going."
What do you mean you're not going?
I want to find the dragon here.
We can't find the dragon here, Gob. It's not possible.
Sure it is.
Okay, well, what's your plan?
Go back to where it left.
And then how are you gonna find it from there when it's obviously not going to be there?
She kind of pauses and then says, "I'll figure it out."
How about we go to a place that has more information about topics like this so we don't have to spend time guessing and we can know?
No.
Gov.
No.
Everyone wants to go to Jonio. You can't do this by yourself. Obviously you'll have me, but we can't do this by ourselves.
I don't want to go.
Hugo, please. She's arguing with me still about going to Jonio. She says she will not go.
We could always leave it.
What do you mean? Xulen.
Gob is readying
one
another
ahead.
button.
Uricius will just kind of hug Gob a little tighter and go, please. Please don't.
She looks mad. She looks very mad.
Wait, speaking of leaving, where's Kiddy? He's got to look around.
She went upstairs before you guys came down. She's asleep probably.
Again?
I don't judge. I didn't ask. I just know she went upstairs, and knowing her, she's probably asleep.
People deal with revelations like the ones we've been having in different ways.
Maybe.
She was also pretty drunk last night.
Unfortunately, though, we do need Kiddy to make decisions about leaving or not.
Well, if that's the case, I'll go wake her up and try to convince Gob.
No.
Or I could
You
go
stay
wake
with
her
the
up.
you stay with the goblin. I'll go get Kiddy.
If you're sure.
Xulen's
Gob
smart
is
enough to stay
physically
around.
growling.
Uricius will just start, like, fixing her hair a bit more and braiding it and trying to
There's
calm her
not
down.
a lot to braid. It's very short and uneven.
Doesn't matter. He's still gonna try.
Yeah, so Sawyer kind of looks down at Gob and says, "If at Uricius, because he obviously can't understand a word they're saying. If I may,
Mm-hmm.
Gob, we might. It seems like if she doesn't want to go to Jonio, what we could possibly tell her is since Jonio is a military city, perhaps we'll find a weapon effective against the dragon there, so we'll have something to fight back with.
Uricius
The
would
dragon
have,
may be heading in that direction.
Uricius would have translated that, obviously.
Gob actually scowls at Sawyer for that and tells Uricius, I don't want to fight it. I want answers.
Answers? Answers for what?
Apologies.
She
I misunderstood.
she gestures to herself.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know if a dragon could give you answers, Gob. I don't even... You'd be better off talking to someone who's dragonborn. Or a warlock, even.
Again, gestures to herself.
God, but what I'm saying is it's way more dangerous to go to a dragon, and you'd have much better luck talking to someone who has close enough experiences with something like this. And you could find that information in Jonio. I'm sure there's scholars there and warlocks at their disposal who would be able to answer some of your questions.
You can kind of tell that she's starting to give in, but like is still doubtful.
Gob, let me put it to you this way. I grew up knowing Dragonborn. He was a very close friend to me, and I don't think he'd have answers, but that's because he was born with it. If you weren't born like this, your best bet is a warlock. Their patrons will give them things and change them in ways so they can go do their bidding. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something similar. This would be your best bet without getting yourself into danger.
She's pouting a lot right now.
I know that's not what you want, but I just don't want you to like risk your safety when you have other alternatives that you can try first.
I don't mean to interrupt, but is the goblin on board?
I'm working on it.
Look, tell her that in Jonio there might be people who could help her understand things. Also, Evan.
Yes.
How much would Hugo know about like dragons in general? Like dragons, well, specifically dragons interacting with people.
Be more specific.
Like, if any dragons would embed themselves into human society.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can do history or arcana, whatever is higher for you.
All right. That is a 12.
Well, as far as placing themselves in human society, like it's on other continents, it's extremely like that's a fairly common thing because they're an uncontrolled kind of dynamic. Here on Anun, it's widely assumed that there aren't many dragons that are powerful enough to do something like that, to like almost mass themselves on besides the big three, Byron, Dartho, and then the unknown. Yeah, but on other continents would be way more common. Here, those are like the big ones that most people would say like could completely mask themselves in society. but it is possible for that there is more. But common knowledge and even to your background and everything, those would be your main assumptions. And the most likely candidate is Byron. He would be the one that would generally use that to try to get information out of towns and cities.
All right, cool. All right, Uricius, tell Gob that Jonio has lots of people and is a very powerful city. And because it is a powerful city, dragons flock there in human disguise. And she is bound to eventually run into a dragon.
Uricius will translate this word for word and even at the same tonality.
Erin, you there?
Oh, yeah, sorry. She is squinting, like, while she's trying to think about it before saying, I guess it's okay. But if we don't find them, we come back.
If we don't find what we need, I will come back with you. I promise. And he will relay this to the group.
Excellent.
All right.
Hugo will finish eating his breakfast.
Kak, how long do you think Kitty's gonna sleep for? Is she gonna sleep off for a while or just like an hour or so?
Oh, I mean, Xulen's about to wake him up, so
She's awake. She's asleep until she's awoken.
Okay.
yeah, Xulen's knocking at that door.
Smack, smack, smack.
Smack,
Kitty?
smack, smack.
You awake? Again?
You hear a bit of shuffling, maybe like something falling off a bed. I don't know, a big oof. But you hear some scrambling. Then Kitty kind of just opens the door a smidge just to poke her head out.
With all that, you see a very concerned-looking Xulen.
Kind of early, but I'm awake.
It's past 8. What do you mean early? Never mind. But as a group, we seem to come to the idea that we'd be heading off to Jonio relatively soon.
You're gonna see Kitty's face go through a range of emotions. First fear, then devastation, then just pleasantness again. Why are we going to Jonio by any chance?
Because they're the most likely to have information on what has been happening lately. They do have military might, and from what I hear, an extensive library. They might have people who can help us with this. Now, what is with those facial expressions there for a second? Is something the matter?
Where I'm from, Jonio is kind of intimidating. As you said, it's very militarily powerful, and it's a bit frightening. To say the least.
Well, I mean, you're traveling with the group, and 2 of us do have ins with the place, so you shouldn't be too scared.
That's true. Kitty's eyes are going to be darting around a bit. How about when do you all plan on leaving?
As soon as possible. Zulen's eyes are kind of narrowing at that as he sees your shifty nature picking up. Is there something you'd like to tell me?
Could we stay for a day? I am trying to find someone here, and they're not making it apparent as to where they are. But they might show up in a day.
Xulen kind of process that and goes, "You do know I'm a bounty hunter, right? Perhaps I could help speed up the finding of this person?"
That's the problem. I don't know who they are.
Xulen eyebrows really shoot up with that one. I have a feeling you're not going to be too forthcoming with this.
I wish I could tell you more, but I don't know that much. I just supposed to meet with them, and from there, I do my own thing.
Well, I feel you're gonna want to tell the group this yourself.
I suppose I could. Give me a minute. Let me get dressed. Well, more dressed, and I'll come inform everyone.
Xulen kind of eyes you a little bit before walking away.
Bye. See you in a bit. He's gonna shut the door. Get ready. Boom, boom, boom. Put on those layers. Speed run. And then she's gonna come back down. Gonna go down. Talk to the party. P.
Xulen kind of looks at you and gestures to the group.
Good morning, everyone. Daisy.
Good morning, Kitty. You look
Matt.
beautiful today.
Thank you. Moving on. Xulen told me all about your business with Jonio, and he says that you all want to move out right away.
Ideally, but if need be, we could probably stay a little longer.
You
I
know,
think we should go
I would
right
really
away.
appreciate it if we did. I don't think we should move right away. I think we should stay for at least another day because I'm trying to do something, and it's what I'm trying to do is not happening very quickly.
Does it have to do with those papers you took earlier?
Maybe. But
Gav is nodding in agreement about the staying part.
God, we just went over this. Shh.
She sticks her tongue out at you.
But if the person that I'm trying to meet does not reply to my flyers in a day or two, then I will leave with you all. If that's fair with you, then I see no problem.
Look, babe, I'm sure that whatever it is you're going to do, it's really important. I totally believe that. But look, there's more going on in the world than your little errand. And I think that a giant tentacle-faced creature out in the ocean is maybe something that we should get on top of sooner rather than later.
I have to agree that that's very, very important. I have a few theories as to what that might be. Some very unsubstantial. You know what? Yes, I will go with all of you. Just give me a day. I'm sure we could contact with people in the town who might want to know more about this strange occult sea creature,
Let's think logically here. This is a mining town with nothing interesting going on except a good place to go hunting.
Sorry. Sawyer scowls.
Hugo kind of gives him a little wink.
Sawyer it's like scratches his beard.
But we're going to have to probably go to Jonio by land because the seas are a little bit iffy right now. So it's going to take a while, and I think it'll be your person might not even be here. Let's be honest here.
That's what I'm worried about as well, which is why I want to give it a day because, yes, Kitty seems to be holding back a lot of information. She's kind of constantly opening and closing her mouth.
Look, is this like an ex-lover of yours?
I wish it was that simple. No. It's company business.
Right.
Company business is very important business.
If it was really important, would they send you?
Sawyer is going to shoot him a look. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
Company? What company?
Uricius is just gonna smack him upside the head and go, "Do you ever think about what you're saying?"
No.
Evan.
Yes.
Based on, because I'm assuming that Gob isn't understanding all of the words that are being said, but like based on the tone that Kitty is using, Could Gob roll an insight check to see if she might be lying?
For Gob, given the complexity of the subject, I would allow you to, but I would say it would be at disadvantage. Because you're going purely off body language right now, or almost purely off body language. But yeah, you could
7.
you could roll.
It's a 7.
It's up in the air. You're used to Hugo's mannerisms, but as you're beginning to kind of watch the group, you're beginning to realize that Hugo is not the norm. So the things that you've kind of have picked up from how he interacts and everything are not the same with everybody else.
She's very, like, still iffy.
Oh, fine. Women. God. You can stay here another day. I can get a ranger caravan or something.
Excellent. And as to who I work with,
As
Xulen,
you guys
I'm
are
not sure
literally
you-
having this conversation, the door of the tavern, I don't want to say aggressively, but with some gusto, just kind of flies open. This very kind of well-dressed, very, very kind of pale elf, with these eyes that are completely black, these kind of longer ears and everything, dressed in an extremely kind of like luxurious fine black suit, walks into the tavern, and you notice that when the door flies open, he's in a position that he looks as if he didn't touch it. Then he kind of walks in and almost like gingerly takes it by the handle and just carefully kind of closes it. And then you see him kind of reach into like a breast pocket as everybody else in the tavern is kind of just all eyeing up this very unique individual right now. You kind of see him pull out this piece of paper with this kind of chicken scratch written on it and this wax seal.
Hello, I am looking for one Kiddy. God, I hope I'm saying that right.
Yes. Hi. She's gonna immediately push past the party.
Oh.
I'm Kiddy Lynd. Do you have business with me, sir?
I believe so. Is there someone private we can talk?
Yes, I can take you up to my room. Would that be fine with you?
That would be more than fine.
He kind of snaps his fingers, and then suddenly this really kind of fine, kind of brown leather like messenger bag appears in that hand. And then as him and Kitty start like almost walking up towards the room, you see him beginning to like take out like a quill and some stuff. And as
Hugo stands up. I've got to go powder my nose. And he's going to follow after them.
stealthily or blatantly?
Stealthy.
Okay.
I mean, it's obvious to the guys at the table, but...
Well, yeah,
totally
but
quiet going
to Kitty and the figure. Yeah, can you roll stealth for me?
Yes.
As you try
Sort
to
of
stealth
graceful.
up the creaky stairs.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Okay.
So a total of 25.
Give me 1 second. I just need to pull up this guy's step block.
I probably shouldn't use this dice. This is what I used my last session. I got 7 nat 20s in one combat. I should switch to more 20s.
Sounds like a lot.
As they kind of make their way up to Kitty's room, doesn't even turn around for a second. The figure is very much kind of like kind of leading Kitty almost until they kind of get to the room section, and then he kind of like pauses for a second and allows Kitty to kind of like go to the right door.
Yeah, Kitty's gonna unlock her door, open it up, hold open the door for him. Do mind the mess. I was in a bit of a rush.
It's no problem at all.
And Hugo, as the door shuts, the normal door itself shuts, and then you almost see this like translucent gold film kind of go across the door.
Yeah, I figured as much. Hugo sighs, and I believe Sawyer's room was the one attached to Kitty's room.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to go into Sawyer's room to listen through that door.
It's locked.
Oh, darn.
Sawyer's not gonna leave that door unlocked when he knows that people like Hugo are around.
Hey, now. Hugo doesn't look like a thief.
You mean people like
Also,
Gob?
he doesn't necessarily want. Well, yeah, and I was
Yeah,
gonna say
more like
also he
Gob.
doesn't necessarily want Gob to go in and eat all his jerky.
She wouldn't
He-
eat
he does want
all
to
of
save
it. She'd be more looking for buttons. Let's be correct here.
All right.
She'd be stealing all his buttons off his clothes.
Where, Hugo, are you doing anything else? Are you gonna try to do anything else?
I could try to pick the lock. Nah, I'll just sigh and go into my room and just make myself look better.
Okay. Yeah, so Kiddy and the elf kind of make their way into the room. Immediately, as you kind of hear the door shut, you see him kind of saying a few words, and then almost this faint kind of translucent gold particles in the air as you see them kind of cover up the door, just for protection. Now then, Miss Lynn, to my understanding, your family has a long-standing cooperation with many different places, and as you are aware, the representatives of the Estebar Island are looking to get our foot in the door as well. Can you remind me why was this location picked? I was not informed. I was simply just sent here.
That beats me. I am not sure why this location was picked either, but I was told to meet my informant here.
Okay then. And then you notice that he's caught a little bit off guard by that. But it kind of quickly snaps back to it, and he like holds his handbag or his like messenger bag up, and then kind of lets go, and it just kind of stays floating there. And you see him open it up and begin kind of wrestling through it, bringing out a couple pieces of paper, and then kind of this like floating, almost like prismatic inkwell. It looks like it's probably made out of like pearl or something like that. And then he just kind of takes his quill and dips it in there a few times, begin kind of sprawling out on the pieces of paper. It'll just be 1 minute. You wouldn't... No. It's not worth asking. Never mind. And he kind of goes back to kind of scrawling all over it. All right, listen.
Is something wrong? Are you all right? You seem to be a bit off.
No, it's perfectly fine. You know, sometimes we have off days and headaches, and I don't know what's so bad about this place. That's why I was asking why you asked to meet here, but it turns out you didn't. Normally we don't pick places like this or times like this, but that's besides the point. All right. You notice that as you're having this conversation, like he almost like it seems as if he messes up a couple times, and he like almost takes like the wallpaper and like crumbles it and then like throws it in his bag, and then you see him like frustratedly kind of going back to it and writing it again. Now let me see if I can
I
remember
roll
this.
an insight check on this man if he just seems to be under the weather because of like this area, or if it seems to be something underlying?
What do you mean by underlying?
Like, what do I mean by underlying? If he seems to be hiding any information.
What specifically about are you trying to pertain?
Actually, you know what? Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. Yeah.
I am picky about this stuff because when you look at someone and you're trying to figure out something, you're oftentimes trying to figure out one specific thing, not a wide variety of things.
Yeah. Sir, I didn't catch your name. Could I call you by anything?
You wouldn't understand. I think most places could just call me the man, and that's suitable enough for the few interactions that we will have.
All right, the man. Would you like to take a minute? You really seem to be unwell.
Well,
I could get you a drink from downstairs.
No, please do not get substances involved. I've got enough of an issue writing as it is.
I meant like water. Do you want water?
No, I'm fine. Let me just finish up this page.
Okay.
You see him almost like come to a stop for a moment, and then kind of like a slow nod of his head, almost as if he likes what he just wrote.
All right. Seemingly as it is at this moment hard for me to make a solid deal with the Estebar group. So what I would like to ask you to do is come out to Kolfar. This piece of paper right here, as he kind of... You notice that this handwriting is, like, perfect. Like, this is the handwriting that, like, everybody is jealous of, despite him, like, writing at, like, this supersonic kind of chicken scratch speed. But, like, this is pristine handwriting. Like, this is, like, you go to school for this sort of stuff. And as he gives it to you, there's a ship fare there. You and 9 other people, depending on the number of representatives that you would like to bring with you, can meet us there at Kolfar. So you'll have to go through the Isle of Klisna, and then, you know, onto Sawyer, and then eventually one of the main ships can take you over to Kolfar. If you find more direct means, I don't know if you know anybody at Skippingdale, then we'll reimburse you for the costs, but for now this is just a ship fare. Any of the locations here or on read points will use it. However, please do not show this at Jonio at all. Now then, here is...
Wait, might I ask a question?
Yes.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but why can't I show this at Jonio? Is there a problem?
We pay you quite well not to ask further questions, I believe so.
That's all right.
Now,
would there be any troubles going to Kolfar from here? Anything I should watch out for?
well, I don't know. Boats are something that I do not deal with personally, so I don't know. What do you do? Read the weather? Ask around? It's a port town. You can talk to the sailors.
All right.
And
I thank you for coming out here.
And then he kind of brings up one more that is very almost contract looking. And this one right here is to prove that I did in fact meet with you and that you have been granted a ship fare up to Kolfar. Your transportation is in fact paid for and that you were here in person at the same time as I. If you could please sign on the dotted line as he kind of hands over this quill to you.
Okay, does there seem to be anything off about this contract or quill? Does it seem to be any kind of like weird arcane shit?
You could do an Arcana check.
I will do that. Hey, roll 20, tell me what happens. Computer's freezing. 1 second.
It's all good.
Did it roll?
21.
21.
The contract itself,
21.
nothing magical about it. The quill has a bunch of enchantments on it. However, they are enchantments that seem to be on the quill itself and not like designated to give them to another person.
Okay, so I won't be cursed in any form writing this contract.
From what you gathered from that rule, no.
All right. I'm gonna sign that contract.
Okay.
And nice handwriting.
Okay. As you kind of sign it, he rolls it up and binds it with this kind of strip of leather. And you see him just kind of hold it up in the air, drop it, and you see like a little portal appear just where it falls, and then it just vanishes from sight. All right, thank you so much for that. We will be looking forward to your correspondence at Kolfar. Can we assume you'll be here before the Grey Months?
I'm not sure, but I will try and be there before the Grey Months. How about that?
That would
If
be.
I'm not there, I will try and send some sign.
We would be more inclined to make a deal with the Lynd group if you were able to make it there before the Grey Months.
All right, I will keep that in mind.
So I will be on my way.
Actually, I have one more question. Kitty will stand up.
Yes, what can I do?
I had a few questions about this ring I received with your first inquiry, and Kitty's gonna lift her sleeve and show him the ring that she got with the first envelope. I have a couple questions. Why can't I take this off?
We tend to limit our contact with a very select number of groups. You know where we are and our group. Let's just say that we like to keep our assets in check. Don't worry, the ring won't hurt you yet.
That's That's an interesting term of phrase. Thank you for the information. Kitty's gonna give him a slight bow.
Is there anything else that I may do for you, or are you going to interrupt me again?
No, I'm fine now. Do have a good day.
All right.
He like snaps his fingers a few times, and you see kind of all the different pieces of paper and ink and everything that he's been taking out of the messenger bag. It just all kind of goes back into the messenger bag, it closes itself, and then it just vanishes. I'll be on my way now. And not even like, it's weird because he says he'll be on his way and then walks the opposite direction from the door. And just as like, it looks as if he's about to walk straight into a wall. And then suddenly this kind of gold rim portal just opens up there for a brief moment. And then he just walks through.
By then, Kitty's tone is just falls, and she gives out. She's really dejected. She's just is the door open again?
Yeah, that the
film gone?
Yeah, the film's gone. On that note,
Okay.
if you're not gonna do anything right away, I'm gonna call a break right there. All right, let's do a break. We will be back in just a few minutes. And yeah, well, welcome back, everybody. We just came back from the break. We all got some water, had some laughs, had some giggles. There's a funny art piece of me in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, go to the Discord. Yeah, you get to see me as a magical girl.
It's quite magical.
All right, so we left off after Kek's conversation with a particular informative of her.
The man.
The man. And what is Kek up to?
Kitty is going to she's going to pick up her Theorbo, and she's going to head back downstairs.
Okay.
Hugo would be kind of right next to his door, waiting to hear somebody heading down the hallway.
Yeah, as she's heading down the hallway at the stairs, she's going to start plucking like a very kind of quiet melody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daisy's ears
as
perk
she's down in the bar area, she's looking really dejected. Just kind of trying to focus on like her fingers.
Xulen
Whoever has a
kinda
free seat next to her, whoever has a free seat next to them, she's just gonna sit down.
Xulen kind of looks around perplexed and goes, "Wait, where's your friend? I didn't see him come down."
Portal.
Portal? What? Who was that?
He went by the man, but he didn't really give me a name.
I'm sorry.
Besides that.
I'm sorry, the man?
Yes, the man, the myth, the legend. What do you... No.
That is the most cheesy thing I have heard in a while. I can't believe someone would actually call themselves that.
What did...
I think
Sawyer
they just
shrugged.
made it up
Some of us
on the
aren't very
spot.
creative.
What did he need from you? If you don't mind me asking.
By the way,
Well-
Daisy just kind of goes over and lays her head on Kitty's lap because she could tell that she's sad.
Kitty's gonna stop playing, and she's gonna use the hand she's playing with just to rub Daisy's head. Well, I'm one of the representatives for a company called Lynd's Limited. And the person I'm meeting with, we want to connect with one another, our respective organizations. That's do you have any more questions about that?
The fact that the guy refused to give a name and is using portals is kind of setting off some alarm bells in Xulen. Did he give you anything, or did you give him anything?
Well, we were supposed to meet to organize some more details about a further arrangement, which we did, and I am good to go to Junyo. Yeah.
Sawyer kind of freezes again when he hears we're joining again. He had almost forgotten in all the weirdness. That's where they were going.
Well,
So there's no more problems with waiting. We can leave whenever we want, whenever Gob wants.
No. Whenever the group wants.
Gob is grinning when she hears whenever Gob wants, and she's nodding rapidly.
Gob, you already agreed that we would leave.
She sticks her tongue out at you and is agreeing with Kitty, and to the point where she gets up and goes over and hugs Kitty.
Kitty's gonna she's gonna freeze.
Her cat jumps up into Kitty's lap as well.
Everyone's here now.
Too much touching.
Oh, this is a lot of touching.
Uricius will pick up Gob and whisper in Draconic, "Please, Gob, I already made you a promise, and I will keep that promise."
She sticks her tongue out at you.
Do I hear you whisper? Is it that? Are you really hiding it, or?
No, it's just more of so I'd stop speaking loudly in Draconic, disturbing the people in the tavern.
Yeah, poor Jocelyn. Okay.
Well, Hugo, get everyone ready to go then soon. I guess we're going to be heading out.
Well, Hugo's still upstairs.
Oh, he is? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, Uricius is going to take Gob up and get her ready to go.
Oh, wait, has Hugo?
He went up to Zoo's room to get ready. Something about powder in a nose. I don't know.
Ah,
Hugo things, I guess.
see.
Sawyer just shrugs incredulously, like, I don't know.
All right. Well,
Hugo,
done
with
here.
his freshly powdered nose, would like to try and get into Kitty's room.
I mean, I don't
you
think she
lock it?
locked it. I don't think she locked it. She's just so sad. She's not thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, you're muted, Evan, if you're talking.
Thank you. Yeah, as you go up to the door and kind of turn it, you notice that the handle is not turning.
Like, as if it's locked.
Not even as if it's locked, because the locked there would still be like give, like a little bit of wiggle on either end of it. But it is just motionless. Like you cannot move it.
Looking down the hallway, do I see or hear anybody in this hallway?
Not as no. Most people are downstairs.
All right, I'm gonna try to kick this door open.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me an athletics check for that.
This can only go well with
This
my 8
is-
strength.
This is going to go so badly since Uricius is coming up the stairs with Gob.
That's a 19 minus 1. It's an 18.
Yeah. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh yeah, I'm at least good at those. All right, that's a 10 plus 5, 15.
As you excuse me.
Good to
Bless you.
As you go and you try to kick the door down, that gold kind of foil that you saw before kind of appears again for a moment, right where your foot was about to just kind of make contact, and you're just completely sent flying backwards. You are going to take 11 points of force damage.
All right.
As Uricius and Gob just kind of see this happen for the first time.
Uricius is just going to very carefully put down Gob and rush over to Hugo and go, "What the fuck did you just try to do?"
Gob is gonna go over to the door and try to slingshot a button at it. She is gonna make it a magic button.
Would Sawyer be able to hear this ruckus upstairs?
Yes, can we hear this from down here?
You could hear like thumps, but like with the tavern kind of ambience noise and everything, like it wouldn't stand out too much. It's pretty loud downstairs.
Would
Do I
Xulen
have
type
to
of
roll to
hearing-
hit
Yes,
a door?
yes, Xulen would know.
You just notice Xulen kind of look up really quickly and then back down.
Do I have to roll to hit a door?
No, you do not. What level is Magical Stone? Is level 1?
It's a cantrip.
Cantrip. Okay. Yeah. You kind of slingshot the button. The button like disintegrates.
She is shouting. She is very angry, and she's also cursing in Draconic.
Yeah, see? There's something up with this door.
And you tried to beat it down? It looks weird to begin with. What kind of entity are you?
It does not look weird to you guys. It looked weird whenever the button made contact. Uricius and Gob will see the gold foil appear.
So it
Do I
looked
recognize
perfectly
this
fine
magic?
before that.
No, you do not.
All right.
Gob is using very dirty words in Draconic.
Uricius is just
Can we
selectively
hear the
ignoring this.
swearing from downstairs?
She's being very loud about it.
Again, like you guys are at the bar. You're kind of at the pinnacle of loudness.
Okay,
You just
well-
kind of know Xulen glancing upwards every once in a while. He's probably picking up on this.
Uricius. Oh
Something wrong,
fuck! As soon as I reload my character sheet, Uricius is gonna use detect magic.
Hugo's just like rubbing his back and is just sitting on the floor looking very dejected.
Oh, DM of the table, what kind of magic is this?
You sense no magic at the door.
I'm sorry, what?
You sense no magic at the door?
Well, this isn't good.
Gob is gesturing at the door and where the I'm assuming ash pile of her button.
Nope, there's nothing.
She's gesturing at the door and at Humperdinck, and then at the door and like looking at him expectantly.
Look, I already tried, and all it got me was a sore head.
She is now cursing
There-
you out in Draconic.
There is no magic on that door. And Uricius is like even paler than usual.
Gob
There is
tries to
definitely
poke the door
magic
now.
on that door.
I just used detect magic. There is no magic on that door.
Well,
Gob
you're
is gonna
wrong.
try to poke the door.
I am not
God,
wrong.
no.
Detect magic does not
You kind of
go wrong.
touch it, and almost like when you touch it, you almost see like a pattern of like chains in this kind of gold foil appear.
Okay, since detect magic lasts for...
No, you do not notice anything.
Damn it.
Gob is gonna use her cantrip Mage Hand to try to pull on the magic chains.
When it first makes contact, Mage Hand completely is gone.
Uricius is immediately going to turn to Hugo and go, wait here. And immediately go downstairs to Kiddy. Just stay at the foot of the stairs and go, come with me now. And
He wants to
immediately
do.
go back
Xulen.
up.
Gob is gonna try to use
Xulen.
Dragon's Breath on the door.
Okay.
Oh no, that sound.
It's a radiant one.
Okay.
This is cool. This is
Oh, we're
Yeah,
getting
can you
TPK'd
make-
by a door.
Can you make a dexterity
Okay.
saving throw for me?
Yeah.
With disadvantage.
Oh no, is this how Gob's gonna?
This is how we all die to a door.
Hold on.
If we all fucking die to this door, I swear to God.
A dexterity saving throw?
With disadvantage.
That's that's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, as you cast Dragon's Breath, how do I describe this? Each one of these, I would say, thousands of chains, kind of, like there's super fine chains, but there's thousands of them on this door, just kind of layered and layered. Each one of them lights up and then shoots a almost mini Dragon's Breath right back at Gob. Gob is going to take, you're going to take 29 points of radiant damage.
Gob is knocked out. She's like conked.
I imagine Xulen is definitely hearing all this going on
Okay,
ahead and is
so
definitely
would-
heading up.
Would Uricius be back up the stairs at this point?
Yeah. I would.
Cool. Uricius is going to run over to Gob, and he's going to use Healing Word at a second level spell.
Okay.
If my character sheet would stop fucking deloading. Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm gonna go upstairs now. I'm gonna stop petting Daisy.
Yeah, Sawyer and Daisy are heading.
Okay.
Okay, so Gob
Sawyer's kind of
is,
muttering under his breath. What?
Gob is now at 10 points of health.
Okay.
Jeez Louise. What was that?
Stop messing with the door.
I didn't do anything.
I don't care who messes with this door. Stop messing with it.
What's this about a door?
Gob,
I've heard
You-
so much ruckus from below.
As you're
Savage
kind of coming up, you
person.
you see Gob in like rough shape, but you also see like scorch marks like all around her.
The door's got some sort of ward on it.
And there's no magic. I already
oh.
used Detect Magic. There's literally nothing. But there's something. But there's nothing. And I don't understand.
And that explains the scorch marks because
I'm assuming Gob used Dragon's Breath again.
Gob is crying.
Uricius is just holding Gob very closely.
Xulen wishes
Oh,
he could
God.
feel worse about this, but he can't muster it.
Whiny
Have
baby.
you seen
too.
anything like this, Xulen? You have more experience with magic, don't you?
Fiendish magic, mostly. He gets near the door and just kind of peers at it, and just gives it a light little tap with his finger.
You see thousands of these small, fine, golden chains kind of appear there.
With any knowledge, when any fiendish knowledge happen to help with this?
No.
Sawyer
This
says,
is far too intricate for what fiends would be able to come up with.
Huh.
Sawyer says, hold on, I have an idea. And he goes and unlocks his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
His room is connected.
Yeah.
He is going to, with his staff, very gently tap
Yep, chains.
the door. Okay.
Well, I have an idea. He was very keen on keeping our meeting secretive. I might be able to open it, and Kitty's gonna try and use the doorknob and open it.
Yeah, opens.
All of this, Gob almost dies. Just to fight. I'm done. I'm done. We're leaving. We're leaving this goddamn town. I'm done with this bullshit. We're going to Jonio. I'm not putting up with any of your crap from this, Gob. We're going to Jonio if it means keeping you safe.
Evan, just a small quick question.
Yes.
It's very minor. So a thing that I have is the Gift of the Ever Living Ones, which is whenever you regain hit points while your familiars within 100 feet of you, treat any dice rolled to determine the hit points you regain as having rolled their maximum value. Does that work for other people healing me as well?
I think it's strictly you.
Okay, I was just curious because like it's kind of vague with how it's phrased.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for now I'm gonna say that it's you. Just because I think that's the intention. But
Okay, yeah.
I'll investigate it more after the session.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to like
No, it's
go
a
off
good point.
topic. I was reading it and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not sure Jocelyn's gonna appreciate magic enchantments on the doors and burn marks on her wall. Who's paying for this?
Uricius will quickly use
Sawyer.
mending on the floor for the burn marks.
Sawyer is also helping you with you.
Oh.
Evan, would I have any idea what this is? Like, have I seen this before? Have I read about this? Has any of my family like interacted with any kind of? I'd not even say magic since it's.
This would you even have? You could roll me a history.
Okay, and some high rolls this game. Maybe that'll continue. That's a 12.
you jinxed yourself.
You remember your family talking about the first time that they met with the Estebar Islands group, and there was all they said was weird magic, but beyond that, you don't really know. You just have a faint kind of memory of them mentioning that it was definitely weird.
Okay. Now I'm wondering if any of you can come in now that I've opened the door.
Uricius will shudder and walk towards the door, hoping for the best.
Yeah, you can go in.
He'll have a huge sigh of relief.
Inside my room, does there seem to be anything off? Like, is anywhere like if I touch things, if there's anything that seems off? I don't know.
You can roll me investigation.
Okay. Ugh. 17.
Yeah, nothing seems perturbed or out of place or anything like that. You don't really see any glimmering or anything like that. All the things that he interacted with seem perfectly fine.
Okay. And where he, like the portal that manifested on the wall, there's no remnants of that or anything?
No, there's nothing.
Okay. Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong now.
We're leaving. The wood is fine. Jocelyn will have to find out on her own. I don't care. I feel bad, but I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this town. I'm done with the dragon. I want to not have to deal with someone almost dying for at least a day.
That would
Seems
be
like a lot
great.
to hope for.
But
But I agree, we should go.
Did the rest of you guys follow into the room?
Xulen would still be outside.
Okay. Is
Hugo
any
would also still be outside.
Hugo and Zolan
Gob was
outside?
being carried.
Cool.
Gob was being carried, yes.
Sawyer?
Sawyer, he's like at the door.
Okay. The people that are outside, you kind of hear the sound of like scraping wood, and kind of on the floorboards, almost right in front of the door, like almost directly beneath Sawyer, almost. You just see the slow graving. It comes in two.
Oh no. Xulen just grabs Sawyer and pulls him back really quick if he's on top of it.
Yeah, you guys can just
How
see.
about going to Jonio? Let's just go.
Why did you pull Sawyer back? What's wrong?
Yeah, Sawyer is a little freaked out. He probably swings it on.
The people that are outside the room, there's a peculiar situation where you can like almost see Uricius looking at you and talking to you. You can't hear what Uricius is saying.
Guys, hello?
What?
Anyone care to let me in on what just happened?
Hugo
Going
is
on?
going to point at the ground and like shrug.
Yeah, you can kind of see.
Can Uricius?
Yeah, you can see the
writing?
marks in the wood. Yeah, well, you're reading it upside down right now from where you are.
It'll take him a second, but he'd probably be able to do it. And when the realization hits, he just goes. It's just this existential, oh fuck, look.
Hugo
he's gonna-
nods.
he's
And
gonna-
you said it comes in two this time?
That is what Evan said.
New plan.
We stay.
need to evacuate.
I think that's the
Okay.
issue, still getting the other group on the other side of the doorway to hear us.
Yeah, no, Uricius will just exit the room since he realizes no one's really saying anything to him. And
No, Uricius can
"Okay."
Uricius can hear everything going on. Like you can hear the conversation.
Oh, I know.
They're just not paying attention to you.
Exactly, and he's annoyed by this because he wants to be let in on everything. So he will leave the room, and immediately he's like, "Okay, so I say we stay near-ish to the town because it's only us. No one else has any idea this is going on. When I saw my thing, it was Jocelyn saying it, but she wasn't saying it. She had no idea what she was
Yeah.
saying."
At this, Sawyer's brows raised. Even if we're the only people seeing it, we don't know what's going to happen to the people, to everybody else. We're the only ones who have any warning. I don't
And-
want anyone to be caught in whatever this is.
And what are we supposed to do? Walk up to the nearest town guard and go, hey, we've been getting these weird premonitions for the past few days. Yeah, no, I promise we're not crazy. Just, you need to evacuate the entire town. Yeah, no, we've been seeing blood. No, I don't understand. What do you mean?
Even if we
Maybe
do
not with-
stay, what do we do?
Yeah, I don't know what we tell the guard, but there may be someone who I may be able to talk to who maybe help us convince somebody of something. I've been trying to get into contact.
Well, I'm all ears, because at this point, sounds like we got 2 days.
Exactly, and people y'all are strangers, but I've been coming here every year for 40 years. I may not talk to people very much, but they know my face. They know I don't bullshit. I don't do bullshit. So I'm hoping that if worse comes to worse, at least some people will listen. I believe Miss Jocelyn might listen to me. I believe some people might listen to her as well. But I'll be damned if I let something happen to the town, to the townspeople, without even trying to do something about it.
I'm with you on that part. I'm all for helping these people. But I'm saying this, when crazy sounds crazy, there's a lot of people who are just willing to ignore.
Perhaps, but there's a chance I might be able to convince him a little more. He kind of gestures to his earring a little bit.
Sorry,
May not
Scowl.
always be the most influence, but some people get the message.
We need to get out and get to Jonio as soon as possible. If these
Screw
people
going to Jonio.
are fricked, then they're just gonna stay fricked. Like there's nothing we can do about it. The best
I'm
thing
sorry.
to do is to get help so we can actually help them instead of bumbling around like a bunch of fools. We don't even know if
Man
this
up
town
and
is
not
being
don't be a
targeted.
coward.
Think about it. We are the only ones getting this messages as far as we know. That means they're targeted towards us,
Vision
not the
goes
town.
red, and you hear the entire town fall silent again.
I'm getting sick of this.
Sawyer is
By the way,
Sawyer
Kiddy, welcome to
immediately
the
heads toward the
experience.
window.
Now,
Oh, this is what I missed last time.
and
Yes.
you hear this faint kind of whispering sound, this monotonous kind of whispering, and it just slowly kind of grows in intensity.
Can we make out what it's saying?
Every time that you try to focus on it, it almost seems as if it changes what it's trying to say.
Can I cast comprehend languages?
Give me 1 second. I need to look this up.
And this is where you look up the spell to see if this would apply.
No, it's not comprehend language. It's what this is.
Oh, yeah, fair.
All right. Comprehend language still sounds like just gibberish whisper.
So this isn't any language I know. Or if it is, it sounds just gibberish.
No. Can you guys give me just 1 second? I'm getting a call. Yeah, vision went red. Silence. The ominous whispers slowly creeping and getting louder and louder and more intense. After you begin kind of focusing on them, especially like concentrating really hard, even trying to cast comprehend language, you begin to realize that the whispers aren't necessarily coming from around you. They're just kind of appearing in your head.
Oh.
Hugo has his
That's
rapier drawn and his
nice.
shield out.
I think
Is there
whatever
any emotion
is
attached to the?
calling to us is in our heads.
And
Maybe this is just a state of mind.
Is there any physical sensation or emotional sensation, like with what happened in the Crimson?
not right now, no.
Not right now.
Well,
Xulen is going to stroll toward and try to peek down the stairs and see if the downstairs looks any different.
everything
Sawyer's looking up.
frozen.
Gob's gonna try to steal some buttons.
As you guys are kind of just eyeing up people, again, the buildings begin to almost disappear. Interestingly enough, as Jocelyn's carriage kind of disappears as it did last time, you guys are kind of left floating there. But around where Kitty's room is this kind of golden, almost like box, with you can just see like. You thought there were a lot of chains before, but now like they're like probably millions. There are so many that it is almost incomprehensible.
Are we all outside of Kitty's room?
Yeah, you guys are all outside, or at least I assume because you were all looking at the it comes in two. As that's all happening, off into the horizon, you notice this opaque shadow that. It seems almost looming on top of the ocean as if it was sea foam, making its way in. And as you look at it, there's these moments of almost horror that ensue in your mind. Nothing that you've gone through, no specific memory, but there's these moments like you randomly see like a town getting slaughtered, or you see the death of an animal. Or even these moments of horror where you look at like another one of the party members and you see them almost getting stabbed. And there's just these various kind of moments that everything is going on. And then just as quickly as that all happens, everything goes back to normal.
I'm getting real tired of this.
I'm going to assume everyone experienced that also.
Yeah.
Gob is gonna go to her room and start gathering items into a small bag. And as soon as she's done with that, she heads out of the tower.
Okay.
Hey, where do you think you're going? No. Uricius is gonna go after her. He already had his things packed up.
Yeah, Hugo's got his things. Yeah, he's going to head out as well.
Xulen's going to turn to Kiddy and so and go, well, I guess that's the cue. We're moving out.
Kitty's speechless. She's still trying to recover from those horrible images from just a moments before.
Kitty's not having a good day.
This is not a good day. Sawyer, just gonna turn to Sawyer. I know you want to help these people, but you should consider who we are. This thing that's in our heads, it seems beyond what we are able of comprehending. How are we supposed to defend this town, even if this thing is targeting this town, which we don't know? How are we supposed to do anything against it? The best thing we can do to save these people is to get out of here.
You kind of just see this look on Sawyer's face where you can definitely tell that like he's just frozen in thought.
So this guy looks between the two and goes, "Pack your stuff." And he starts walking towards his room to gather everything.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Kitty's gonna go back in her room kind of hesitantly. Yeah, she's gonna start packing.
Okay.
Hugo's gonna go back to that dock that he went to the other night, and he's gonna try the blood sacrifice again, see if anything has changed.
So you're not worried about the fact that Gob is literally about to go off on her own?
Uricius will take care of her.
As you guys are all dealing with this, Sawyer just kind of slowly makes his way over to his room. You can tell that like that was interesting. And Daisy is kind of like almost like licking his leg, like trying to get like his attention and like nuzzling up against him. But you know that you can kind of see him slowly walk into his room and begin to pack things. And let's see, Hugo, you said you were out to the dock.
Yep.
All right.
Oh dear.
As you do the blood rate, and the blood makes contact with the.
Take my 2 damage.
As it makes contact with the water, how do I just? You begin like you did like a little bit of blood. And suddenly, probably like in a 20 feet radius of you, these kind of swirls of radiant light start happening. And after a few moments, you notice that they begin to almost take the shape of like these tentacles. And they glimmer for a moment, and then just as quickly, they disappear.
Cool. Well, it's changed. That is good to know.
Your idea of good is interesting.
Well, knowing that it has changed, I'm gonna go tell Xulen in case I turn into a tentacle monster.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yep. So, Xulen, I head back to the inn. I assume I make it there.
You see Xulen just finishing up packing everything.
So, don't get upset, but I went and gave the ocean more of my blood.
Face flap with that one. And goes, sure, why would I get upset over that?
But it changed. Last time, it was just like going off into the distance. This time, like all around the dock, there were like these tentacles out of my like glowing blood. And I didn't give that much. Like,
so it's getting worse then? Getting more
Yes.
control over the area?
Possibly. I'm curious if the same thing would happen anywhere, or if it's just this town.
Well, to learn that, we have to go somewhere else then, don't we?
Yes. But also, if it's something with me in particular, and I go all tentacly, you gotta kill me.
Xulen kind of raises an eyebrow about that and goes, now why would you turn tentacly?
I don't know,
I
but
get
it seems like a logic progression.
I get shapes are a more fluid subject for you, but I don't think I've ever seen tentacles before.
I haven't either, but it seems like a pretty logical progression.
Well, fair enough. Here's hoping I can kill a tentacle monster if I need to.
I'm sure we'll be fine. I mean, if it's... yeah, it'll be fine. You've got wolf face, so...
Thank you, I've got wolf face. This guy gives you a smile for that compliment.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Let's gather everyone up. Hopefully they'll be more keen to leaving now.
Yeah, that'd be good. I want to get out of here before it hits.
Xulen heads out and starts looking for everyone else.
Oh, Gob went off, so Uricius and Gob won't be here, but I'm sure it's fine.
You see him just breathe heavily again. Okay, where'd they go?
No idea. You've got a wolf face. Use that nose.
Xulen just starts looking more and more dejected each time he says wolf face at him. Sure. Tracking people's my job. I'll see if I can pick up the scent.
Oh,
He
we
looks
should make
dejected when he
sure-
says that last bit.
We should make sure that we've got Kiddy and Sawyer. So when we got everybody, we can just go.
Okay.
Where is Gob going? Because Uricius is obviously following.
Gob is headed to the forest.
Oh, God.
All right, where's
Gob.
Gob heading?
She's headed to where the black dragon originally was.
Okay.
Gob. Gob, why? Gob, why are we going back here? Gob, please, stop. We can talk this out. Why do you have all your things? Why are you so difficult?
Is this in common or draconic?
Oh, this would be in Draconic.
As Uricius is struggling to keep up with the running goblin.
Yeah, he would be struggling.
The cat is like running beside her. She's just ignoring him though as they're running.
Gob. Gob, please. Please, it's so hard to keep up with you.
So now half of our sessions have been based on chasing down a goblin. So would Xulen be able to pick up where they have gone? Or at least the direction they're heading?
Yeah, the direction that they're heading for sure.
Is everyone else gathered around me with Sawyer and Kiddy? Or where are they?
I'm packing. Gonna come back? I don't know if the door's open.
I'm just gonna find Kiddy crying in a corner, aren't I? Once Xulen sees kind of the general direction or hint of where they've gone off, he's going to try to put more effort into gathering up the remaining people.
Okay. What are the remaining people going to do?
Kitty is finished packing. Her backpack is full. She's got a few extra layers on. And she's kind of just quietly playing on her bed, just trying to calm herself down. But she'd probably perk up if Xulen tried knocking.
Yeah, Xulen is definitely knocking. You ready in there? We're gonna have to pick up the pace.
As
Things
you
just
get
got a little more difficult.
as you get the reminding of the writing in front of her door.
Kind of gets a little shiver at that.
Yep, I'll be ready in a second. Meet you downstairs. Yeah, Kitty's gonna. Yeah, she's gonna get up. Now that she's cleaned up her stuff, does there seem to be anything like left behind by our man?
The man did not leave anything behind.
Okay,
The
cool bean. She's gonna.
all this stuff basically just decided to walk itself back into his messenger bag.
Cool. Kitty's gonna get up and she's gonna leave.
Cool.
I guess Xulen would still see the slowly moving in shock Sawyer.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at Hugo. Make sure he keeps up. Drag him if you have to.
Hugo nods and starts pretty gently guiding Sawyer.
I think I know where they went, and I hope I'm wrong. Oh, I so hope I'm wrong. And with that, I guess we're heading into the forest.
Yeah.
What's the goblin up to?
The
What-
goblin is going to go curse out a dragon.
That isn't even there.
Yeah, you guys get to the shore where you can kind of see like the paw prints are still sort of there from where the dragon went into the ocean, but you can definitely tell that they're slowly getting eroded away with the tide.
She's gonna go stand in one of the paw prints
Okay.
and
As the waves are just
Slingshot.
washing over you.
she slingshots a button into the water and starts screaming in draconic, cursing out the dragon and like trying to bait it to come out.
Okay, nothing.
She's saying a lot of really awful things.
Uricius is just gonna carefully drop his things, run up to Gob, and just hug her.
Okay.
I know this is confusing. I know none of this makes sense. But this isn't how you're gonna get answers, Gob.
She is ignoring you.
You just gonna sit there hugging her until she gets what she needs to out of her system.
She is trying to get you off of her.
as the rest of you guys are kind of leading Jocelyn's carriage, you see Sawyer just walk by Jocelyn and give her like a little pouch. And he just says he like almost pulls her in close and kind of like a hug and just says a few things. Kind of hard to make out even for Xulen. But it's just a very kind of passing gesture as you guys head out.
Well, if they went where I think they did, the back in the forest, and I'm pretty sure the back where that dragon was.
She's going after
Wouldn't
the
be
dragon
surprised.
again? Do you... why is she... Do you know why she's going after that dragon?
But Xulen kind of eyes Hugo and just kind of shrugs his shoulders. I don't know, it's a better question for you, isn't it?
She has some dragon-like characteristics. I think that they were put there by a man, but she's a goblin with probably a more simple mindset on the matter.
That brings up more questions. Where did you find Gob?
Oh, she tried to steal something from me. I thought she looked
Yes, but
interesting, so I
where?
adopted her. In Jonio.
Jonio. Is he lying? Can I roll an insight?
Sure.
Sure. All right. I see through your lies. 14.
He doesn't seem to be lying.
All right. Jonio. That's odd.
Is it odd? That's where I'm from.
Oh.
Certainly you've heard of the Humperdinck family. It's one of the ruling families in Jonio.
Yes, it just seems odd for someone like Gob to be there. I also have another question. You know that collar around her neck? You know if it can... Have you tried taking it off?
I had my servants try, but it hurt her every time they attempted to, so we decided to just leave it on. Apparently it's been on so long it's kind of become a part of her skin.
Evan,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send you I'm gonna ask you something. 1 second.
Okay. As you guys are having this conversation, I would say that you guys are moving at a probably quicker pace, especially as Uricius and Gob have gotten the head start. But eventually, you guys kind of manage to get over there. You're definitely rushing to get there.
All right, we're pretty far from town, right?
Yeah. You're not within earshot.
All right, Hugo is going to look over at Uricius and Gob, and then he's going to go into the water and do another blood sacrifice. See if anything's changed.
God, you've lost so much blood at this point.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You guys all see as the blood kind of goes into there and then just disperses for a second, and then you just see dozens and dozens of these kind of radiant tentacles begin to kind of form in the kind of ebbing and flowing waves. You notice that as the tide kind of recedes a little bit, that you see almost like this glimmer left on the sand. And as you do so, you can almost see these like glowing footprints that go deeper into the ocean that are on kind of like the ocean floor.
Can Gob see these as well?
Yeah, you guys can probably only see them out about like 30 feet or so, and then the water gets too deep and it's kind of hard to see them through.
Gob bolts for it. For the footprints.
Yeah, see, I told you. And Hugo's kind of like cleaning up his wrist. So, I know that everybody's worried about the town, but this happened in the town and happened here. I think we are the biggest threat to that town. For some reason, we've been targeted, or maybe it's just me, who knows. But I feel like we've all been targeted, and if we stay in town, we're going to be causing them more harm than if we try to go.
Xulen kind of looks at Uricius, who was the one who had the latest one to complain about not leaving.
Hey, don't look at me like that. I have no problems with leaving. I never had. I was concerned about the people. My thing is they have a right to know if it affects them, but from the looks of it, it's not going to do anything to them. It should be more focused around the town, and it's not. It is wherever we are from the looks of it, and that's not good.
Hell then.
We could test it. It says we had it comes in 2, so it could mean 2 days. And if we stay outside of town for a day, we could see if it appears there.
But remember where Sawyer saw it originally? He was in the Crimson Grove. Like, deep in the Crimson Grove. He was nowhere near town, while the rest of us were.
And
Yeah,
if we
it-
start heading towards Jonio, in a day we'll be pretty remote and far away. If something does hit, then we'll be far enough away there'll be no other victims.
Right. Hey, Evan.
Mhm.
From here, would I be able to investigate Cobb's collar?
You would need to be up on it.
Speaking of which, wait,
Okay.
where did the goblin just go?
Into the ocean.
I'm sure.
That's what I thought.
Oh! Oh!
Uricius is
Wonder.
paying no mind. She'll come back eventually. He knows.
I can go keep
Is
an eye on her.
Gob swimming underwater or on the surface?
She's trying to swim on the surface, but she's not very good at swimming.
You also can't really see the footprints as you swim along the surface for a little bit.
She's trying to still go in the direction that they were going.
Okay. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, wonderful. It's not too bad. It's a good thing my constitution's really good. That's a non-natural 20.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you start to feel really, really tired as you get further out, but you manage to keep going.
Oh, goodness.
She's trying her best.
Kitty's gonna leave the group at this point, and she's gonna try and go after Gob.
You
Oh,
have a
how far
lot
out is
of
Gob?
layers on.
Yeah, like
No,
that's what I was gonna say. Taking off those layers.
Uricius is bolting at this point. He's going after her. Like, at this point, he's like, okay, she's not stopping. I was wrong. And he's already in the water, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Good thing cell phones didn't exist during this time period.
Yeah.
Just thinking about how dead their phones would be hurts me.
Xulen kind of leans in to Hugo's. I could probably paralyze the goblin, but it'd probably drown first before you could get it.
I think she's too far away at this point.
And I would say about this point, the footprints are just completely gone.
She's still going in the direction as far as she can.
Okay. Can you make me another Constitution saving throw?
Yeah. Ooh, that one's even better. That's a 21
Okay. Little goblin's got some endurance.
for once. Doing pretty good for a dead bitch.
As you get far enough out, I would say you're gonna kind of pass the sandbar. Can you make me an athletics check as you are now going into some pretty heavy waves?
That's not as good. She can do Constitution all day, but it's okay. That's a straight 11.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting beaten down by these waves, and there are moments that you are getting caught in the current, and you are you're held underwater for a little bit, and then you manage to kind of make your way back up, like gasping for air. But
She's not having a fun time.
you get to a point where, like, if you by this point, if you go further, you're going to drown. The waves are the way like the even the small waves are enough to push you under at this point.
She's stuck. She doesn't want to go back, but like at the same time, she can't go forward.
Okay. Has Uricius possibly caught up since she's
Yes,
basically stuck?
Uricius is better at swimming.
Good. He's gonna start dragging her back.
Is the goblin going to resist?
The goblin goes limp.
Okay.
Good.
For now.
As you manage to kind of pull yourself slowly back over to the shore, you guys regain on the shore. Uncertain about your current situations and unclear about its intended future. And with that, I'm going to end the session.
Good session,
I-
everyone. Goblin really died. I am one step closer to playing Dandelion. JK, I'm kidding, Evan. I'm kidding. I am not trying to get my character killed.
Why are we always chasing after a suicidal goblin?
She's not suicidal.
You fooled me with that.
She has plans.
Because she gives off little sister vibes, and Uricius couldn't bear to see anything happen to her.
You know, I'm taking back our bets. I think the goblin's gonna be the first one of our party to die.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
door almost
I'm
killed
just
it.
Yeah.
playing her the way she should be played.
Oh no,
it's,
I understand that. I'm just saying a door almost
Suicidal.
killed her.
yeah. It's either gonna be Gob or Uricius trying to protect Gob.
It could be Xulen. Due to Gob.
Yeah.
Due to Gob, yes. Let's
Yeah.
put that qualifier in it. Due to Gob almost killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that we're leaving town, there won't be as many buttons. Oh.
That's
Yeah,
what
you gotta
think.
conserve them, you goblin. You can't just use them all on me.
Oh no, she'll just steal them off of your clothes.
Good thing I'm all snap based.
You're gonna
Recycling.
wake up one morning and you're gonna have all of your buttons removed from all your clothes.
She's gonna sew buttons onto your clothing and then steal them.
I
Yes.
said Xulen's all leather straps and belts.
Like, they remove all the snaps, put buttons, let you get used to them, and then steal the buttons.
Yes.
Oh, she would totally steal Uricius's sewing kit too to do that.
She'd make someone teach her how to sew for it too.
Oh,
probably
you
would-
could butter Uricius up enough for it. He's a sucker for that kind of thing.
All right.
Sawyer
I'm
would
picturing
also
her
probably
giving
be
Uricius
constantly on.
buttons to butter him up and then stealing them back.
He wouldn't care. It's spending time with what he considers to be a little sister.
About to ask, how did Uricius come to adore this creature so much?
Essentially, Uricius has always had a soft spot for anything that isn't necessarily defenseless, but probably can't take care of itself.
All right. My internet is going, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the podcast here. We got to hear people's initial kind of thoughts of the situation. Yeah, so thank you everybody for coming out today and listening to this episode of the Event Horizon podcast. This is episode 4. Yeah, hopefully we'll be back on a regular basis going forward. It seems like we're out of a lot of mucky stuff going on behind the scenes. Although we are kind of going into like holiday season in the US, so we'll see how that ends up going. But yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by. It was wonderful for you to join us, and we hope you have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.